Panthers prowling, cleats scratching the earth. Selma Saints marching, trying to prove they worth. Friday lights brighter than the devil's gold tooth. Glittering gospel, speaking southern truth. Mud on the jerseys, but pride still clean. Lines clash hard like steel on a lathe machine. Sal got something to say, let the crowd scream. Panthers and Saints fighting for the dream. Rivalry running deep like a bayou stream. Who will wear the crown under the Friday beams? Saints chanting hymns, trying to find salvation. Panthers in the huddle, plotting devastation. QBI sharp, like a hawk on the prowl. Saints linebacker roaring, that's a Cajun growl. The clock ticks slow, sweat drips in the dirt. Every yard they take, man, somebody getting hurt. Whistles blow sharp, echoes in the pines. Rivals are warriors, they blur the lines. I got something to say, let the crowd scream. Panthers and Saints fighting for the dream. Rivalry running deep like a bayou stream. Who will wear the crown under the Friday beams? Bleachers rattling, drums pounding loud. Ref's flag flying, but it's drowned by the crowd. Selma Saint goes through the Panther line, but the Panther roars back. This turf is mine.
Yeah, we ready. Yeah, we ready. Saints down. They ain't ready. Selma Town. Rivalry heavy. Selma Town. Rivalry heavy. South got something to say. We ready. Yeah, we ready. Yeah, we ready. Saints down. They ain't ready. Selma Town. Rivalry heavy. Selma Town. Rivalry heavy. South got something to say. We ready.
Friday night lights, the city on fire. Two sides meet and the stakes get higher. Bridge divided, but the crowd one sound. Panthers and Saints, it's going down.
We ready. We ready. We ready. We ready. For the Saints. For the Saints. For the Panthers. For the Panthers. For the Saints. For the Saints. For the Panthers. For the Panthers. We ready. We ready. We ready. We ready. For the Saints. For the Saints. For the Panthers. For the Panthers. For the Saints. For the Saints. For the Panthers. For the Panthers. We ready. We ready. We ready. We ready. For the Saints. For the Saints. For the Panthers. For the Panthers. For the Saints. For the Saints. For the Panthers. For the Panthers. We ready. Saints down. Selma Town. Rivalry heavy. Selma Town. Rivalry heavy. South got something to say. We ready. Yeah, we ready. Saints down. Selma Town. Rivalry heavy. Selma Town. Rivalry heavy. South got something to say. We ready.
Friday night lights, the city on fire. Two sides meet and the stakes get higher. Bridge divided, but the crowd one sound. Panthers and Saints, it's going down.
We ready. We ready. We ready. For the Saints. For the Saints. For the Panthers. For the Panthers. For the Saints. For the Saints. For the Panthers. For the Panthers. We ready. We ready. We ready. We ready. For the Saints. For the Saints. For the Panthers. For the Panthers. For the Saints. For the Saints. For the Panthers. For the Panthers. We ready. We ready. We ready. We ready. For the Saints. For the Saints. For the Panthers. For the Panthers. For the Saints. For the Saints. For the Panthers. For the Panthers. We ready.
Yeah. The South got something to say. He rising from the cracks. Concrete jungles where they tax, but never give it back. Leaders, ghosts, hollow speeches, just some mannequins. We drowning in the water while they lounging with the mannequins. Streets scream louder than the sermons on a Sunday. Promises like coupons expired by the next day. Community starving, barely growling in the hallway. They take the bread, leave us crumbs, call it gourmet. Better or get gone, that's the anthem, the decree. Better or get gone, y'all ain't serving, let us be. Better or get gone, hands dirty, we'll proceed. The South got something to say, I don't wanna feel this heat. Better or get gone, that's the anthem, the decree. Better or get gone, y'all ain't serving, let us be. Better or get gone, hands dirty, we'll proceed. The South got something to say, I don't wanna feel this heat. Potholes in the promises, we swerving, no repairs. They pass the buck like a quarterback with no cares. Children dreaming big, but the ceiling's made of iron. They wanna fly high, but the system keeps them tied. Elected by the people and forget the people's cries. We see through the disguises, y'all puppets in disguise. Power's in their hands, but they clumsy, they just drop it. The South got something to say, and we louder than a rocket. No patience, no more waiting. We tired of the fables, pull the chest from under liars. Sitting at our tables, change ain't a whisper, it's a storm that's gonna rumble. You either lead with heart or watch your empire crumble. Better or get gone, that's the anthem, the decree. Better or get gone, y'all ain't serving, let us be. Better or get gone, hands dirty, we'll proceed. The South got something to say, y'all don't wanna feel this heat. Better or get gone, that's the anthem, the decree. Better or get gone, y'all ain't serving, let us be. Better or get gone, hands dirty, we'll proceed. The South got something to say, y'all don't wanna feel this heat. Better or get gone, that's 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 no patience.
Yo, hit that sub if you feel what bring truth from the South. Yeah, the bell steady ringing. We talk real talk, no cap, no disguise. From the block to the boardroom, we open in the eye. Politics, pain, and the power we claim. Every topic on fire, but the mission the same. Don't scroll past, take a second, press play. Cause the South got something to say every week. No, yo.
Subscribe right now, don't wait, don't sleep. Got the truth in your ear and the vibe run deep. Real talk from the South, we gon' lead the way. So lock in with the team, got something to say. 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 Got something to say.
Yes. Self Got Something to Say podcast is live.
Cleat scratching the earth.
Yes. Waiting on the one and only BiggDogg Chico. Yes.
Mud on the jerseys, but
Go get this thing crunk up. Southside, Selma High, inside the Rivalry with BiggDogg Chico. Full game preview tonight right on the South Got Something to Say podcast. Let's talk about it.
Fighting for the dream.
Yes.
Deep like a bayou stream. Who will wear the crown under the Friday beams? Saints chanting hymns, trying to find salvation. Panthers in the huddle, plotting devastation. QBI sharp, like a hawk on the prowl. Saints linebacker roaring, that's a Cajun growl. The clock ticks slow, sweat drips in the dirt. Every yard they take, man, somebody getting hurt. Whistles blow sharp, echoes in the pines.
Let's talk about it.
Rivals are
Self Got
warriors,
Something to Say
they blur the
podcast is
lines.
live.
Got something to say.
Got Something to Say podcast. It is live. What a show. What a show. For y'all. Tell a friend. Better hurry up on it. Let's talk about it. Yo.
Blitzers rallying. Drums pounding.
Tell a friend to hurry up on it. We're going to get the music turned down. We're going to get out for BiggDogg Chico to here. Man, what a show we got for y'all today. Let's talk about it. Yes. What a show, what a jam-packed show we have for y'all today. And right after I play this intro, we going to introduce our guests and we going to bring them on, none other than Selma High Saints alum, UAB graduate, three-star athlete at Selma High, would have dominated the field over at UAB, doing his thing in the media personality, in the media space right now, covering Colorado Buffaloes and much more. We'll give it up to BiggDogg Chico. Let's get this on. Let's get this show started. Let's get it crunk up and let's get it. Let's go. The South Got Something to Say podcast is live.
Mic check, 1, 2. Welcome to the wave. It's the South Got Something to Say. No time to behave. We talk truth from the booth. Ain't no time for the fake. Politics, pain, and power. Every move that we make. From Selma to Savannah, we rise and we stand. With a voice for the voiceless and truth in our hand. Portez blazing. Every Thursday we ignite Southern soul in your speakers. We shine that light up. Down in the South, we got something to say. Turn the volume up. We don't play. From the struggle to the rise, we
Let's get it. Let's go. The South Got Something to Say podcast is live with none other. Joining me today is none other than a proud Selma High Saints alum, a former standout tight end from UAB who dominated on the field at University of Alabama, Birmingham, the Mighty Blazers, and now literally a rising media personality covering the Colorado Buffs and much more. He covered a lot of high school athletes, recruiting, just all over the place. He brings in firsthand experience on the field, sharp insight off the field. Please welcome my co-host, BiggDogg Chico from BiggDogg Chico Sports Talk. How you doing?
Man, boy, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you having me on, dog.
Man, I appreciate you coming on, man. What a show, jam-packed show. We already know what time it is, so I went and used a couple minutes to do my little intro and stuff, because when we get together and when a Selma High and a Southside person talk at any point during this week, it ain't really that friendly, but we gonna be friends, if that make any sense. So, hey, man, come in and tell everybody about yourself, man, what you got going on, what you're doing, and we'll get right into the show for the day.
Hey, man, I appreciate everybody joining in with us right now. We're live on BiggDogg Chico's channel on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure you subscribe also to the South Got Something to Say podcast on Facebook. Right now, I'm broadcasting live from the middle of the ocean, as I like to say, out here in Hawaii. Proud 27 SEL native. So I saw my dog always keeping everything, up to date and what's going on in the city. So I had to tune in. When I saw you say you're going to do this preview, I said, I got to get in on this somehow. So I reached out to you and I said, hey, can I get on? And here we are, making this thing happen, man. So shout out to the whole 27 SEL from the south side to the north side. You know what it is? East side and west.
Shout out to the whole SEL, as he said. Shout out to the south side. Shout out to the Mighty Panthers. And I like to thank a lot of people for help putting this thing together. But for the most part, it was just a conversation between me and you and you and I. And that's a blessed thing. But we're not going to prolong the time. The South Got Something to Say podcast episode. We talking these Mighty Panthers versus these Saints. This rivalry week. And we said this inside the rivalry. So what we're going to do today, we're going to take a step inside the rivalry for the people that's on the BiggDogg Chico Sports Talk to understand the passion and the grit that comes with this rivalry, not only for the players on the field, who is most important, but for the fans, for the alumni, for the administration, for the whole city of Selma. We got to understand this one little bridge, and it's not as historic as that bridge is. That little bridge is all that separate everything in Selma. And a lot of times we cross that bridge and we become friends, but this week we can't be friendly, but we friends.
Yeah, once you step, in the stadium, inside the lines, whether you're a player or a fan and you're in the stands or whatever, nah, it ain't really friendly out there. You know what I mean? So shout out to everybody out there. I'll tell you this though, fun fact. I could have easily been a Southside Panther. My daddy is Southside Panther, who set records out there and did his thing on the field and on the court. And my birth certificate says NBF Homes. If anybody know about the South, they know about NBF Homes. So, and then also my first place I remember living other than GWC Projects, my grandmother's house, was the base. So those are some of my earliest memories. So I could have very easily been a Southside Panther. So, it runs deep with me for sure. Shout out to before we even get started, shout out to BiggDogg, shout out to Big Chuck, shout out to Big Shank, all of them. You know what I mean? All the mill houses. You know what I mean? The whole South Side out there, man. If anybody I forgot, forgive me.
Yeah, man. Because see, me and you, we had some classic rivalry. I think you came out a year behind me. I think you was either 2000 or 2001.
2001. Yep.
2001. So you was like a sophomore my senior year, but you was already getting ticked. I remember the name Chico Cleveland. I remember that name very well because we game playing for you. And like I said, we had some historical games during my time there, and we finally broke the cycle of losing to Selma High for years. In my final year in '99, we was able to squeak out a win. And like I said, man, y'all had some athletes over there. Jay Miller, if you remember, I know you do. Being Obama knew yourself. The current principal there, he laid a lick on me. I tried to catch a 2-point convert, and he popped me right in my chest. Stony Pritchard. So. Man, this rivalry run deep. It goes back years. And we had some studs over there, the Ben Fletchers, the Richard Rose.
Yes.
The
I was going to name all those guys. I had them set up. The name. I said, let me make sure I write these names down to remember them names. You
but this is right, just
Bennett. Yes, Richard Rose.
Just a little of the history of how deep this thing run. And a shout out to our current players and our current coaches right now. So as we get into the show, I want you to talk a little bit from your perspective on Selma Saints and where they at now, and then I do a little talk about Southside and where I think they at now, and then we'll just chop it up.
Well, here's a thing with the guys that are there right now, and even some of the guys that graduated last year. A lot of those guys, and I just shared some pictures on my Facebook page because a lot of those guys came up either under the Speed Hustle Panthers, or correct. We played against them. So I remember their faces, even if I don't remember their names. So you have current former Panthers, forever Panthers out there right now, Speed Hustle Panthers. That is Big Towns out there. He came back home. Shout out to him. He's basically family also. You got the Gresham brothers, my boys, out there doing their thing. You got Big Jarik, and then on the Selma High side, hey, I know I might forget somebody, so if on the Selma High side, you got Big Armstead, you got the quarterback, Scooter Woods. Then you got Kristen Moore out there, man. You got a lot of guys who are college football ready, playing on both sides of the field for Selma South side. So I think this year going to be, I wouldn't say last year because, that was a little different.
It was a little different.
I think
and I ain't gonna really get into the details of last year because last year, at the end of the day, a butt whooping is a butt whooping. At the end of the day, but that butt whooping got a lot of asterisks behind it. But we'll leave that topic alone because I want to talk about the current players. And one thing I do know, it was this little twin. It was a twin. He stayed right across the street from me. He used to meet my kids at the bus stop every morning. I looked at this young man and I looked at his frame. He had to be a 5th or 6th grade at the time. I said, this boy gonna be special. And he went over to Selma High, and he is doing this thing, Christian Megatron Moore. And I just love that kid to pieces. And I had a young lady that went to Concordia with me and was taking classes with me. And She didn't have any kids. I didn't know she had kids at the time, but she was just a sweet young lady, and she went on to be doing great things. And now her son, Scooter Woods, is doing big things over there. Shout out to their both commitments. I know other offers are coming. Shout out to them. But over here on the South Side, yeah, I gave him. And this, I don't know if he still played this year, but they had a wide receiver last year. I don't. He was number 5, and he was a problem. When I say a problem,
that's another speed.
His last name Connor.
I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it all the time.
Was a
My boy Desmond. Yes, indeed. I think he's hurt right now.
A problem.
Yeah, I think he's hurt right now. I called him Hammer, but if he can come back and play, man, he's definitely a D1 type athlete, man.
Ain't no doubt about it.
That he can get healthy.
But over on the South Side, man, we got this 6'6" tight end, man.
Yes, indeed.
We got one, man, and that boy, he don't even knock when he come in my house. He just walks in. Me and him got this Steve Urkel relationship. It had it since, and I'm Carl Winslow and he's Steve Urkel. He could come in here at any time. I know his mom very well. That's my little sister. Right. There's Poke Dog, little nephew. His name is Amari Town, and he is special. He is special. And the running back they got over there, Wilson, Kendrell, number 15, powerful runner. Man, when I tell you Cedric Simmons, man, he's so
my
twitchy.
Boy. How did I forget not to say Simmons? Oh my gosh.
Oh man, listen,
you know what? Go ahead. I'm because I got stories about all these guys.
But when I tell you what's going on in high school football in Selma right now, shout out to Coach Charles Moody. Shout out to him. Shout out for the development of players. Shout out for the continuing working with players. Shout out for keeping these players out of trouble. Shout out to everything. Now, I know the coach at Selma High knew, but I'm going to give you a time to expound on some of them names that I just spoke of.
Well, first of all, shout out to the coaches, Coach Moody and the whole staff. Shout out to CC out there doing his thing. And that's been ever since I left Selma. Or before I left Selma, they had started all those things up. Shout out to Furlough also, who's investing in these young kids.
Yes, sir.
And they have the facilities out there to do it. They're building up the facilities to do it. And main thing, like I said, they're investing in these kids, especially out there on the South Side, and anybody else. They're welcoming all of them in. So I applaud them for it. You know, when I get some real money, I can donate to it, the best I can. But until then, all I could do is bring light to it. And to all of the players out there also. So if there's anything I could do on my platform to bring light to those players, that's exactly what I'll do. So so back to the players once again. Amari Towns, real quick story. Poke Dog called me. He knew I was coaching my team out there. And he called me, hey, bro, my nephew been balling out up there in Birmingham, but he coming back home. I want him to play for you. Look out for him. I said, I got him. He said, he got a brother too. I'm going to send him out there with you. Look out for him. I said, I got him. Man, the boy showed up. I said, I put him at tight end. I put him at outside linebacker. And first couple of days, he at that time, he had grew. And I found out who his family was. I said, damn, this is basically my family. RIP to my stepfather, Aaron Millhouse. I said, this is basically my family. You know what I mean? So did a little investing in him. And I saw immediately, I had some highlights. I saw immediately that he can be one of those guys that can go to the next level amongst a bunch of other guys that we had out there. And just seeing his family background, Marcus Millhouse, how tall they were. I said, I think he's going to be at least 6'4" based off his frame, and look at him. He went to Hoover, developed up there, was able to come back home now, continue to develop on the basketball court and the football field. Now look like he's committed to Purdue. I've sent his footage along with all these other names you put out there, and I've sent their footage all across the country to coaches that I know of, whether it's UAB to West Virginia to Colorado. You just got to put their names out there because they'll be overlooked. Look at a guy like Christian Moore, who is like they said on the highlight, a CJ Mosley type Alabama type player.
Tim Williams
looks over right now.
Tim Williams body frame with the speed and it's just by getting the exposure. But keep exposure.
Going. And that's exactly where I came from also. Lack of exposure, even during my time. And I think that's what Southside is building on right now, because once you have that foundation with those coaches and the principals and everybody buying in the community, and you can start winning, and you can get eyeballs there. They know that it's a real foundational program there that's building up these players, and that's what the coaches want to come to. They want to get players to come to their program that come from good programs, not guys that they have to bring in that's good athletes, but they might be a cancer to the college program. You can't have
That's
that.
correct. That's correct.
Yeah.
And another thing, and I have to mention it, it's no coincidence, and I must say this, it's no coincidence that our recruitment of these young men have ticked up. It's no coincidence that they're getting more exposure now. It's no coincidence that the development of these players is better than it was when I was coming up, because of, let's say, the Speed Hustle program, because of the J Furbs, and just because of investing in these babies while they babies, and when they grow up, they got the mannerism because they're being taught discipline at a young age. They got the athletic ability. They got technique. All of these things are important when you start talking about developing college athletes. Now, one thing that Coach Moody said over at Southside all the time: start at the South and you can go anywhere. That's a mindset.
Exactly.
That's a mindset. That ain't just a football term. You you don't have to limit yourself to here. And I watch you spread abroad. Like you say, you're in the ocean now. I done seen you in the press room at Colorado. I know you're not coming here to talk about you, but at the same time, these are the images our kids need to see.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, football might not work out for all of them, but as many we get successful in life, that's when we doing our thing.
That's so
but
real.
We still gonna get to the rivalry in a minute. But go ahead.
Oh yeah, for sure. But this all, it's the same thing, because those guys out there have to realize that there's not one end goal with football. You don't have to get to the NFL or nothing. It ain't NFL or bust. It depends on how you look at it, your mindset. You can go from the South and go anywhere. You can go from Selma and go anywhere.
That's correct.
I've traveled across the world. You can name some places I've probably been there, and I didn't pay to go there. In other words, football took me there. Whether it was playing a game, and it's so far to travel that we have to stay there 6 days. That's how I ended up in Hawaii. I didn't come here because I wanted to or I paid for a ticket. I did what I had to do to get a scholarship. I did what I had to do in the classroom to go to UAB. I got to UAB. I was successful there, and we ended up going to a bowl game. I'm out here in Hawaii because I met my wife out here in Hawaii at a bowl game. So it could take you anywhere. I've lived in Europe. I went to Alaska. I've lived in Texas, all because of football. So it's not just the NFL or bust. These guys can go so many places based off of their athletic ability, and you never know where you'll end up at. You'll get a different perspective, and that way you can help out your youth back home somehow, some way, whether it's right there, in their face, or it's from an arm's distance. Shout out to Poke Dog in the chat.
I see Poke Dog in the chat. Shout out to the whole entire chat. The comments are flying in. But now it's time to talk about this rivalry. So if you're in the chat, let me know if you're Southside. If you're Southside or you're Selma High, put it in the chat on both BiggDogg's Chico Sports Talk YouTube page, which I follow. And y'all, please go subscribe to his page. And one thing I'm gonna say, and I'm not gonna harp on this, we're gonna get to the rivalry. It's time that we start supporting each other. It's time that we start to support. I promise you, it was a post made, I think Martina made it, that it's almost comical how much love that Chico get from strangers when he walk these same neighborhoods, these same streets that we do. Same thing with me. I'm trying to build. I'm not building a sports talk platform. That's why this video ain't on YouTube, because I don't want to confuse the algorithm. I don't want to confuse my niche is education. So on my Facebook page, that's when I talk my Selma stuff. Y'all do not know how far support goes. So please, if you can, go to the Sports Dog, BiggDogg Chico page. Go to South Got Something to Say podcast. He have great content. He interviewed the athletic director at Colorado. He interviewed Deion Sanders Jr. He interviewed Deion Sanders himself. Y'all just go check the page out, subscribe to the page, and now we can get back to it. That's our call to action, as we call it.
Appreciate it. You right on point with it too.
All right, now, right here, right now, Selma High Southside. Before we get into inning game predictions, let me tell you what I saw from Selma High first game and Southside first game. From what I seen through highlights, because I was not at either game, but for what I seen at highlights, Samarion Scooter Woods is a problem. When I tell you he's a problem, I'm telling you, I'm watching him stand in the pocket, not eluding, he's standing in the pocket and he's delivering the football. Yeah. Now, in high school ball, it's so many times that the best athletes want to run around and do it. But when you start to trust receivers to run routes and you stand in the pocket to deliver that ball, that is a problem for any defense on the high school level. So your evaluation so far of Samarion Scooter Woods, if I say Samarion
Woods. So it's the same thing like it kind of correlates to what Colorado is doing this year and bringing in Caden Salter, a dual threat quarterback. So that's going to put a lot of pressure on whatever defense it is. You have a team that now can continue to move the chains up and down the field and keep your defense off of the field, but also pose a threat, in the passing game also as a quarterback. So you're looking at a mobile quarterback, or I don't want to say, call names out there, but a Russell Wilson type, maybe a shorter quarterback, but strong arm, very smart, and very athletic, can get outside the pocket and make plays. He has some receivers out there too. I think they have Christian Moore playing on the outside now. They have Curtis and a couple other guys who made some good catches last week that he has trust in, like you said, that he can throw the ball to. Offensive line, continue to play stout and create a pocket for him. I think they'll be fine, man. It's all about holding on to the ball and not turning over the ball. Whoever wins the turnover battle this game will probably win the ball game.
Okay.
Especially, that's big in rivalry games.
That's big. That's big. Yeah. And see, over here on the south side, we got a nickname for our coach. We call him Dial It Up. We call him Dial It Up Moody. That's what we call him. Because sometimes I think the man just draw plays up in his head and say, hey, come here, do this, and you do this, and then next thing we got to see.
And that's what you need. That's what you need as coach.
Southside averaged 40 points a game last season. 40 points a game. That's unheard of. It only gave up less than 18 a game on defense. That's the recipe for winning. And with the, losing Duke and losing Eric, that was big. But see, what I have noticed with Coach Moody is the development of players, not depending so much on them, giving Cedric Simmons a chance to work, giving Kendrell Wilson a chance to work. I watched this Stubbs guy. I watched these guys last year, even with 4-star athletes on your field, you still find out. Now, guess what these guys at now? They in that position of leadership and they making plays. They're making plays, and that's key. Now, last year lost stings. And it stings them players a lot. So I know that they're coming with a chip on their shoulder, and they literally, this is going to be a game that everybody must watch. But at the same time, I like one thing we can say about last year, 44-8 loss.
Mm-hmm.
That did not deter them kids. Them kids buckled their chin strap up, they put their pads back on, and they went to work. And to start off with a devastating rival loss and finish in the 4th round of the playoff, one game from Birmingham, that was special. That was special on Southside Park. And I think that momentum is going to carry on into this season.
Well, we'll see, because that was the question I was going to ask too. How big of an impact will it be losing Eric and Derek? And also, who else was back there? JJ was back there also.
JJ,
So are those guys ready to step up and take that position and that responsibility? I know Cedric Simmons is a dog. I know Towns is a dog. I know Gresham is a dog. Hell, that's 3 big-time players right there.
And then don't forget Wilson. Please don't forget Wilson. Please don't forget 15. Y'all keep your eyes
dogs out there now.
Hey, 15 tomorrow night. The game moved tomorrow. Hey,
update that
schedule announcement. Due to inclement weather, the game has been moved to Thursday. So everybody get out there Thursday. But when you get out there, keep your eyes on 1-5.
Yeah.
1-5 runs hard. When I tell you he run hard, the boy put his head down. He don't got time to juke. And that's what you're looking for in a running back. When your offensive line foul to give you a foul to give you a hole, you shoot through it. That's what I seen from him against Pike County. Pike County, not to confuse with Pike Road, but Pike County and Brundage, Alabama, that's a tough football team, been a tough team for years. And the Southside when they handle business, Paul Crossing, Selma High when they handle business. Tomorrow night's gonna be a game you don't want to miss.
No, definitely not, man. And I think that's good thing they went ahead and moved it up, for Thursday, so everybody can make that adjustment. And then, they'll have Friday off or whatever. But, I know, like you said, Coach Moody makes those play calls on the run. I think that's just showing of a good coach. You got to make those adjustments during the ball game. If you see somebody out there on the field, you can't just say, okay, well, I got this written on my paper. No, I'm going to go attack this guy. It look like he's tired over there. He's injured. And you know what? Doubt is up. I'm going to go to my big gun. We're going to bang 8 right here. And that's what he does. I like that. And once Gardner continues to learn his team and their identity and things of that nature, he'll be able to do the same thing and make those play calls on the fly like that. So if you got, everybody in the chat, put a W Saints in the chat, put a W Panthers in the chat for us one time, so we'll know who we got rocking.
And I see my daughter in the chat. I'll call Mike Jose. I know he tough, but you don't need to be calling his name, baby.
That's probably why one of my homeboys' little son right there, Mike Jose.
Yes,
okay,
man. This is. But see what I liked about a couple years ago, this thing got out of hand, and I'm gonna speak on it. We on the South got something to say, podcast. It got out of hand with the fans, not with the players. It got out of hand. We started trashing each other's stadiums, trashing each other's schools, running, taking pictures like it's these babies' fault that the conditions are the way they are. But I have noticed over the last 2 years, shout out to Selma High and Southside fans, they have took this to a new level, and we keep it about the kids. And that's what we need to keep it at. As personal and as hard fought as this rivalry is, we want to keep it about the kids. I love Christian Moore too much to trash anything he got going on over there, or any facilities he working with, or anything, because all I want is for these young men to succeed. All our itty bitties, as I call them, all of our itty bitties need to deserve, but we do deserve better. But at the same time, I see the work being put in, I see the love being shown, and that's all we can ask for. And give these babies the best chance to succeed.
Name the names in the chat then who we left off.
Yeah, please, because y'all know.
And
I don't have a roster in front of me.
Online. I wish it was a full roster.
I tried. I promise you, I tried. I went to Max Prep. I tried to pull a roster, and I could. But but for the ones, and y'all leave them, because I know one thing for certain. There is way more. You don't win a game with just a few names we call.
Exactly.
You don't win football games with just a few names we call. It's a host of players, might not have the exposure or young players that's coming up. We know that. Hey, first of all, we was those young players coming up trying to make a name for ourselves. So we know it's more. But like BiggDogg said, if you know somebody that doing their thing, please put their name in the chat, because we want to acknowledge everyone. We want to make sure that we acknowledge each and every last one of our student athletes, cheerleaders, band. We don't want to leave nobody out, because it's all about them.
And guess what? If we don't say your name, now it's time to go make you a name then. God dog, make us know your name. You got Thursday night. Step your game up, change your mindset. Instead of saying we forgot your name, make us to where we can't forget your name. You went out there and made 3 or 4 sacks. You went and did your job. You at least get your name called. That was my thing when I played. You're going to call my name. I'm out here on defense. Nobody's stopping me from getting to the ball. It's up to me. Mama not doing nothing. Auntie, cousin, coach not telling me not to get to the ball every play. I'm running to the football.
And I played cornerback. I did not want my name called too much. That means it's going the other way. So, but like Paul said, Bug. I know my little nephew Bug. Bug, what he had, about 5 or 6, probably more than that, sacks last year.
You telling me Bug?
Yes.
It's out there playing.
Yes, and effective.
Man, shouts out to my dog. I told y'all. Listen, I had Bug his first year playing football. I told them if we can get Bug going in the right direction and just hitting the right thing, it's gonna be a problem somewhere. Somebody, hey, if Bug out there on the field, he making tackles, he getting to the football. Shout out to Bug, man. Nephew.
Oh, wait a minute, Martina. Who you said had 300 yards last week? Because we do need to call his name. Let me go back to this.
Did Scooter have 300 yards, didn't he? Let me pull up the stats, man. See if I can pull up the stats. Didn't he have about 300 total yards last week, passing and rushing?
Yeah, we're gonna limit that this week. We gotta limit that. We gotta limit that. We let him get by 75.
About 75.
We're gonna let him get by 75. I already put it in Chat GPT. They told me the score will be 60-0 Southside. But that ain't my prediction.
Hey, I think it's going to be a good game because you just got too many good players on both sides. They know each other well.
They do.
And I think it might come down to the coaching, as most games do. It might come down to the coaching and turnovers on the field. So at the end of the day,
I mentioned a lot about Coach Moody. Coach Gardner, I just don't know enough about him yet. This is his first year. As we do wish him success, because when he has success, that means our babies over at Selma High having success. But me personally, don't know enough about him yet to make I've seen Coach Moody's style of coaching over the last 5 years, and I just love his style of coaching.
Well, don't you think that can make Gardner and the Saints that much more dangerous too going into this game? The fact that Moody and we all don't really know the game plan that Gardner could come with. We only have one game to base that off of, so you might really have to make those adjustments on the fly during the ball game.
But see, the way Coach Moody think is, he don't care if Bill Belichick over there, he feel he can score.
Yeah.
He feel like he can score every play. Every play is a touchdown. And if it ain't in his mind, it's something else he need to do. Not blaming players, not doing this. He always thinking of how he can improve. I just love the coaching style. I just love the coaching style.
Too.
Selma about 20.
They better hope they can hold on to Moody for a while, man. Because it's probably gonna be some bigger schools come calling, but I think it's hardest right there at the South Side.
Yeah, it don't get no bigger than the South.
That's right. Oh, now. Shout out to all the offensive linemen too, the big boys on the offensive and defensive line out there.
That's what we were gonna talk about. That was my segue. So the line got to hold up, and the defense got to play disciplined football. Out of all of them names that we call, none of that matter if the offensive line don't hold up and the defense don't play disciplined football.
Exactly. Big Cam, shout out to Big Cam. Shout out to my nephew Walt. Shout out to Armstead and all the other Big Johnson on that offensive line for the Saints. Hey man, y'all stay disciplined. Y'all understand this. This is me coaching them up right now. I'm coaching them up. Coach them right now. Hey man, y'all stay disciplined.
Southside, y'all listen too.
Hey, y'all stay disciplined and have that mindset. Now you gonna run the football. I know you got Big Tyreek over there.
Walter Hunter, go ahead.
Yeah. Big Jay Gresham. Shout out to Talking Gresham and Big 8 Ball. I call him 8 Ball now because he's wearing my number that I wore in high school that I coached Jay Gresham. But offensive line, defensive line, y'all got to control the game. As you guys go, that's how the game go. Understand? If y'all win in the trenches, then your team will win. All right? Mindset.
Hey, Andrea, with a good announcement, make sure you know that the tickets are $15. And you're gonna have to pay for parking. We know that, and I do know that I went to church the other night and spent $47. So if I can invest $15 into my babies, I wouldn't mind doing it. So hey, shout out to because we gotta support our babies, y'all. I'm telling you,
isn't the game being shown too?
Yeah, it's on the NFHS. It will be shown.
Okay.
Will y'all do a post game party? Definitely, if the time permits, because I would love. I can't wait to come. I'm been the one 66-0. I can't wait.
All right, I hear that now. Hey, Saints, y'all hear that out there, right? Yeah. They said 66-0.
They
They
said,
don't,
I said, my
nah,
baby,
they said
my
Six put it up on the
my
bulletin
itty
board.
bitty, my itty bitty gonna support me though. My itty
Put it
bitty
up on
gonna go.
it.
Hey, my itty bitties over on the south side, they gonna ride with me. But as though win, lose, or draw, I tell you one thing, they still my itty bitties.
Yes, indeed, man.
And shout out to each
I
and
see
every
you.
last one of you. All right, so to switch gears a little bit, when we talk about this rivalry and how intense it is, and it was one-sided for a long time. And I started high school football in 1996, and up until that moment, I don't think in the 90s we had ever beat Selma High. And then came 98, we lost by a questionable fifth down that Selma High got.
Oh, damn, I remember that.
They got a fifth down that it's never been explained to this day. And finally, my senior year, we broke that curse and we won a game against Selma High. But since then, it's kind of been back and forth, more of a rivalry, because a lot of times people want to talk about classifications and all that. None of that matter when Selma High and Southside line up. No matter what classification you is, none of that matter. So
Right.
in your perspective, how does this rivalry continue to become more intense each year?
Whew. Because so many people know each other. You damn near playing your cousins and your family, you know? And you have, guys like me who I just didn't want to lose to Southside. My daddy went to Southside. I go back and visit my grandma and my grandfather out there on the South Side. So I didn't want to lose to him because he'd be talking smack. He telling me what he did. So, you have things like that. I'm sure I wasn't the only one like that. So you have people who have family on both sides and they want them bragging rights. Because I got to go to my grandma's house next week, and I don't want to go out there after losing to Southside. I'm gonna have to see Espanol and Sakori and them over there talking on Atlee. I gotta hear them talking because I come outside and play. No, I'm gonna stay inside now because they want. Nah, we don't want to hear none of that. So that's why I wanted to make sure that I got some wins in. So that one loss, I think 90, like you said, 98, 99, my sophomore year. That was a tough one right there, man. They got a guy like Richard Rowe out there running the ball. George Savage was out there, Ben Fletcher and them. So shout out to all those guys. But it continues to increase because everybody knows each other and it's so close knit. That's what I'm thinking.
All right, for a few minutes, and y'all remember this is live. This is live on the Selma City page. I do have the link in the description for a few minutes. Remember, we're live on the Selma City Athletic page. We would not tolerate any profanity of any kind, and no bashing each other teams. If you want to come and talk football, you want to come talk about our itty bitties and promote this game and make sure that this is a special time for our athletes, you're more than welcome to grab the link. But if I don't like what you're saying, we're gonna kick you out. And I'm not trying to say that mean, but this is about itty bitties and itty bitties only. And y'all know how I am over the South Got Something to Say podcast. I am serious about these babies. All right, so the link in the description, for somebody asked for it, it is in the description. If anybody want to click on it, I would gladly. You got something you want to pull in, BiggDogg?
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna go ahead and let me see if I can pull this up. I had a quick highlight. Only one I could, not only one I could find, only one I had time to find. Let me see. This is Jay Gresham catching the touchdown right here as a 10U player, and he's catching it from who was my quarterback, Caden Tallier, who's passed away now from Morgan Academy. So I wanted to put this on here right quick.
Hey, go ahead, do your thing.
Hold on. Let me see if I can pull it up. Hold on 1 second. There we go. Gresham right there. Run that thing, Gresham. And I had one like that of Towns too, Amari Towns. But I just wanted to show that because, of course, it brings back memories. But at the same time, these guys been doing this for a long time, man. They've been playing on that field for a long time. They've been playing against each other for a long time. And all we have to do is invest that time into them, parents, coaches, and all. And you see what they can get to, man. They'll stay in school. They'll keep that discipline in school, to get around some more coaches who invest and love on them. and now they have a chance to go to college and move on and go places and do better, bigger and better things. So shout out to everybody who's
Hey
helping
man,
these
what a
kids out there,
highlight, man. What a highlight. And for you to keep something so near and personal from these kids playing, this just shows the passion that you have for these babies. And like I said, man, that's what it's about, man. That was just beautiful to watch. And to watch these kids mature, get older, and develop more, even as men, as young men, as athletes. It's just beautiful.
Yes, indeed. All right, we
All
got
right,
somebody checking in.
Yeah.
Gonna come in and get
What's
somebody.
up,
What?
guys? Y'all knew I
30.
was coming.
Hey, how
Martina,
you
what's
doing? How
happening?
you doing, Martina?
What's up, guys? I would turn my camera on, but my lighting is horrible, and I've had a long day, so you won't talk about me.
All right,
Look at
we
me.
understand that.
Yes. Well, thank y'all for doing this, man. This has been a great show. I follow BiggDogg Chico, of course. That's my big cousin. You doing your thing, BiggDogg, and appreciate all that you done. I was just thinking this morning about Little League, man, and man, those were the days. So shout out to Chico. He's the first one to put my son back there to take a snap. And Melbo, shout out to my boy Melbo.
Hey, he said
Yeah.
he came out there and said he was a quarterback from day one too. You know, so shout out to him and continue to develop and doing his thing out there. We already have an offer from University of West Alabama with more to come.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
Absolutely.
while we got you on here, Brianna Jones, she was asking for the link to watch the game because she won't be able to attend. So
Yes,
if you
absolutely, Brianna. So if you all would download the NFHS network, the subscription is $9.99, but you can watch any high school game basically in the country, in the state. You can follow Southside, you can follow Selma High, and the great thing about it, proceeds do go to the school that you follow. So that is the official site for the state. Now Huddle, that's the site that we use for stats. We also live stream on Huddle. The Huddle camera does show better than the NFHS camera, so I would suggest you all go to Huddle. But we will be live streaming on 2 platforms on tomorrow night.
awesome, that awesome, great information for the ones who can't make it. Download the NFHS site.
Is there a Huddle link too? Is there a link you can put in the chat?
Yeah, we'll make sure that we drop the Huddle link, but you can literally just Google it, just Huddle Selma, and it'll take you right to our fan page. And the cool thing about NFHS, it's an app. So if you have a Roku TV, you can download the app straight to your TV, watch it straight on your big screen with sound, with the scoreboard, so you can be tapped in the entire time.
Great information.
Well,
great information.
One thing I'm gonna need you to do, Miss West, is here. The highlights right here. Nice. Is because your voice sound like you doing a radio ad. I need you to come on my show and read off some ads or something. Shoot.
Oh yeah, 10-4. Just let me know. And yeah, I just wanted to commend you guys honestly on the serious tip, from a fan perspective, from a parent perspective, from a former athlete perspective. I love how Selma has been keeping it clean. Man, we get on here and joke, Josh, Kendra, Letty, we joke, but we always keep it clean because at the end of the day, it's about our children. And we love to see them enjoying because this is their legacy. Our legacies have been made. Yes, it's nothing like getting up on game day tomorrow morning like my son. It's going to be his last ride. So just imagine the things that I'm telling him. Son, this is your legacy. So all of these kids are going out there to stamp their legacy, and this is big. So shout out to the kids. Shout out to Coach Moody. Shout out to the Panthers. Shout out to the Saints. This is big. You guys are making history. Shout out to the fans. Don't fuss about the $15. Bring it on. There we go. There we go. There we go. Support the kids, y'all. Support the kids on both sides.
Absolutely.
And BiggDogg, I did pull up some, and I just didn't know about, and I knew you was on your YouTube page. I had pulled up the both highlights for the game Friday on Max Prep, and I thought about it. I said, well, I don't want to get in no copyright type issues.
It should be fine. It should be fine. To be able to play it on here.
Yeah, I just want to. I can't take a chance. I can't take a chance with somebody that knocking 40,000 subscribers. Can't take that chance.
Y'all, one more thing. Look, I got to shout out to the Saints. Shout out to the coaching staff. Shout out to the players. And shout out to the admin team on the same side. They have really stepped up the last couple of years, and we've been real serious about our tech. Trying to keep our max preps on deck. I know I saw Chico post some stuff about that last year. Like, we have to get our kids exposed. They need to be
Yes.
streamed. Those
Got you.
stats have to be made. I'm serious about stats
Got you.
because if you don't have stats, it's just like it never happened.
Right.
So that's big. We have to expose our kids more, bring on the stats, bring on the tech, so these kids can get to college.
Yep. That's the main thing. And nowadays, kids can go to, what they say, smaller colleges now, and then the next year you could be bumped up and going to a bigger school because of the way the transfer portal is. So any guys out there who's getting offers that they feel like, hey man, I wanted more offers, or I wanted bigger schools to offer me, take those offers that fit, take the offer that fits for you, no matter where that school is, and do what you're supposed to do. And you better believe you'll get pulled up out of there, in no time. Because that's what the game is nowadays. It's about the transfer
Yes.
portal.
And I wanted to say one more thing, and I'm gonna get off you guys' stage because you guys are doing a great job. From a parent perspective, moms, dad, record your kids.
Yeah.
Training, practice, weightlifting, games, take pictures, record your kids. Get your kids on X. You have an expert right here on the line, two experts on the line. They will
Right.
tell you that the college coaches live on X. Go
Yep.
on Max Preps, claim your profile. Make sure your coaches are doing your kids' stats, guys. Take initiative. Don't wait on people to take pictures of your kids. Don't wait on other people to post your kids. Post your own kids. Post your own kids. Very important.
There it is.
Hey, y'all, that's great information. Great information. If y'all did not hear that, man, we going to talk more about this over here on the South Got Something to Say podcast. As you know, we doing our pregame preview, every game day preview every week for every team we doing. I'm using AI. Me and Martina joke about AI all the time, but it's the best thing ever happened to me because I love it. I just love it. But I'm doing the audio only podcast. All I do is give them the information I want them to talk about, let them format it, and we have great. It was a great podcast. So y'all tune into that every Monday at 2:00. Y'all tune into our game day previews on. But at the end of the day, we have to support our kids, and we have to support each other, and we have to start making our own way. We sit back and wait on other people to do too much for us when we can get up and start doing some things ourselves. One thing I can say about Chico, one thing I can say is that when I started this media journey and I was just dabbling in it, and I really was just trying to do something for a hobby or something. Then he commented on something, and I just went and looked at his page because I had been there in a while, and I said, "Oh no, this can happen. This can happen. You got to but I learned once I started doing the research and I started doing everything, you got to put the work in, you got to put the research in, you got to study, you got to learn, and you got to be able to adapt."
But look what you just said, though. That was so key. And I could have been anybody, but I could have been anybody from Selma that you knew was from somewhere just like you from, and you see that, damn, he got these subscribers. I could do the same thing. There's no different than somebody coming back like a Michael Johnson or a Ben or anybody from our area that came back and did shout out to Jeremiah Wright, who come back and do a camp. The players, younger players, will look up to them, or somebody who's just getting started look up to them and say, damn, I could do the same thing. But what it's going to take, like you just said, just got to put in the work. I got to stay consistent on it. I got to build a brand. I got to share this thing. I got to be doing this when nobody else is going to be doing it for me if I want it to build. So same thing across the board, though. Whether you're doing something in podcast or you're trying to do something in school, the same thing.
So as we get ready to end our episode and we coming up on the end, we cannot leave here without a game prediction. We cannot leave without a prediction. Now, with our prediction, Big Dog Chico, I'm gonna let you go first. I want your prediction and why you make that prediction.
Whew. Damn. Well, first of all, I can't get on here and go against the Saints, can I? I can't get on here and go against the Saints, can I? But I tell you what, them damn Panthers out there on Southside, they got some ballers to look out for. But I'm going to say this. Somehow we're going to contain them. It's going to be a great game. We're going to have some high scorers out there. gonna make some plays all across the field, but that one turnover might have cost us the game right there. And now we have a first-year coach squeaking out a win versus the now legendary Charles Moody out there on the South Side. So I'm going to go with a 40. Look at this now, guys. Look at this. 48-42 win, Selma High. Sloppy. I mean, I'm sorry, not sloppy, but a great football player, football game, discipline out there. No sloppy play, but that one turnover cost them the game. We're going Selma High. Oh, now put an 09 in the chat.
Oh, now so somehow StreamYard then kicked us off Facebook. We still live on both of your play. They said we having trouble streaming to Facebook. This may be an issue on Facebook end. It is possible the screen end or deleted on Facebook. Man. But we got through the whole episode. We just got through the predictions. Okay. My prediction is I'm going 24-17. I think this is gonna be a game to remember. I think, and I'm going 24-17 Southside. I wouldn't be surprised if Southside put up a few more points because of the offensive juggernauts there are. But I just think that Selma High, both coming with something to prove. Selma High want to prove all this talk y'all talked last year that we got cheated and all of that. I think they're going to come in with a mindset that I'm going to show y'all. And I think Southside come with a mindset is, no, we're going to show y'all that 44-8 ain't real. So I'm really looking forward to the game. I want everybody else to be looking forward to the game. But 24-17 is my prediction.
24-17. I went the whole other way and said 48-42, like a big-time, high-scoring ball game. That'll be crazy, but I think it's going to be exciting to see, and you have the players out there to do it. Cedric Simmons, here's my hot take. Cedric Simmons, 2 touchdowns. Amari Towns, a big touchdown. And you're going to Gresham. I'm going all my speed hustle Panthers. Gresham with a powerful touchdown out of the backfield. So I think it's going to be a high-scoring ball game, but we're going to bring it out. Saints win 48-42 at the crib. And if you're checking in,
44-42. I'm going to go live right quick on my phone just to let everybody know we still here.
Okay.
And thank them, everybody. I'm going to go live. Like I said, I don't know what StreamYard did, but I know I want to just thank everybody. Appreciate everybody. I appreciate each and every last one of y'all. We still here with BiggDogg Chico. As you can see, StreamYard had an issue on their end with the Facebook Live. No fault of us. But, you know, at the same time, I want to just thank BiggDogg Chico for coming on the live. I want to thank BiggDogg Chico for always looking out for Selma and always looking to figure out how he can help in Selma. And we did give a score prediction before y'all left. My score was 24-17 Southside. As you would guess, I picked the Southside. And as you could guess, BiggDogg Chico picked Selma High 44-42. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to you. Once again, thank y'all so much for coming. What a show we had. What a beautiful time we had. And Martina suggested a post-game show. If we can find the time, I inbox them. We could probably do a good 20-minute show so I can brag loudly. Hey, we might can do a 20-minute show so I can brag loudly. But shout out to everybody, man. Thank y'all so much for everything. And shout out to you, BiggDogg Chico. Anything you want to say, and please, I don't want to miss this. Please go check out uncandchico.myspotify.com and get some of that now merch, some of that morning run merch, some of that pregame merch. Y'all, please check them out. uncandchico.myspotify.com.
I appreciate that, man. Hey, I appreciate you having me on your platform, for one. You know, and allow me to come on here. Appreciate it. I was able to talk to my people in the SEL all over. So thank y'all. Appreciate all the support. Find us each and every weekday morning, 11 a.m. Mountain Time, on the morning run. Myself, Uncle Neely, and Philip Dukes. Dukes does a lot of recruiting and inside scoops on guys like going to Auburn and things like that. So, you know, if you got highlight tapes and stuff like that, tag him. He's on the show. Check us out each and every weekday mornings, 11 a.m. Mountain Time, the morning run on the Pregame Network. Also, Unc and Chico Sunday nights, Sunday and Thursday night, actually, on the Pregame Network. Check us out, man. We'll be live on there. Got more stuff to come. And shout out to everybody listening in. We appreciate y'all. Get in the chat. Put your city and your state in the chat one time. Let Melbo know where y'all checking in from. We all over the globe right here. So
all over the globe. Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. To my Facebook fam, I promise you soon as we get off live, we'll go live again just to let y'all be updated on everything. Thank y'all so much. Put in the chat where you from. BiggDogg, keep doing your thing. I can't wait to tune in to the next song. The next episode of the morning run. I can't wait to tune in. One of my favorite shows. Got to check in. Every chance I get, I check in. And now I'm going to check in more. Love and support. Deserve love and support. Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you, baby. 27 SEL. Y'all know what it is.